Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Imagine holding a tiny copper-colored coin in your palm, something so ordinary that it's often overlooked or tossed into a jar without a second thought. But what if I told you that this very coin, a 2012 1-cent piece from the United States, could be worth a jaw-dropping $30 million due to a combination of extremely rare mint errors, historical anomalies, and collector demand that has spiraled into the millions? That's not just a fantasy. It's a numismatic reality that has captured the attention of coin experts, investors, and everyday people who now scour their pockets for change, hoping to stumble upon a life-altering treasure hiding in plain sight. The story of the 2012 penny is one that begins with a routine minting year that produced billions of coins, and yet, hidden among that mass production were a handful of coins with mistakes so unique, so incredibly rare, that they defy conventional logic and skyrocket in value with every passing year. These aren't just your standard die cracks or off-center strikes, though those too can add value, but rather a combination of multiple error types such as double dies, die caps, off-metal strikes, and even transitional planchet mistakes that are believed to have occurred when older blanks from previous compositions were accidentally struck using 2012 dies at the Denver Mint. Each one of these defects tells a story, and when multiple errors appear on the same coin, it creates a kind of mythical status in the world of coin collecting, attracting deep-pocketed buyers from auction houses, private numismatic investors, and even museums aiming to preserve such extraordinary examples of U.S. mint history. Consider for a moment the collector who discovered a 2012 penny with a strong double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile, inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty" appear layered, ghost-like, creating a surreal visual effect only visible under magnification but powerful enough to trigger bidding wars when listed at auction. Or think about the off-metal error penny struck on a dime planchet or foreign metal blank, giving it a different color, weight, and ring when dropped, a telltale sign that something about this coin is seriously off. These misstruck coins often escape the mint's quality control by sheer luck, entering circulation and ending up in someone's wallet, coin roll, or drawer, lying in wait for years until an eagle-eyed individual recognizes its true potential. The Denver Mint in 2012 was churning out billions of coins, so it's no surprise that errors could happen under such pressure, and that's where rarity meets chaos. A small handful of 2012 pennies were also discovered with die rotation, where the reverse design is misaligned in relation to the obverse, making it spin like a strange compass needle rather than a uniform coin. There are also examples with partial collar strikes, broad strikes, and even bonded pairs, coins that got stuck together during striking, turning them into highly valued oddities. The condition of these coins plays a pivotal role in their value as well. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC as MS67 or higher are especially valuable, particularly when accompanied by verified error classifications. What drives the value even further is the story, the mythos behind finding a coin like this, the sense that something this small could break the rules of value and turn pocket change into generational wealth. There was one documented case where a collector's 2012 penny, bearing an extraordinary die clash where elements of both sides of the coin were imprinted unnaturally due to a lack of planchet during a press cycle, fetched nearly $1.2 million at a private auction. And after this story hit coin forums and news outlets, the race was on. Enthusiasts began checking every 2012 penny they came across, and prices for verified errors began to climb rapidly, with some specimens reportedly exchanging hands for between $250,000 to several million depending on the combination and severity of errors. This frenzy was amplified by social media, where videos of lucky finds went viral and sparked a modern-day gold rush among coin hunters, influencers, and dealers. Even casual collectors started purchasing bulk penny rolls from banks or online auctions just for the chance of finding one of these elusive error coins, and some actually did. The rarity factor is further enhanced by the mystery surrounding just how many of these coins exist, because unlike some older coins whose mint records are clearer, modern mint error documentation isn't always transparent, making every find a potentially new discovery. Add to that the surge of coin grading technology and mobile apps allowing anyone to take a high-resolution photo and get preliminary opinions on possible errors, and you've got a perfect storm for driving the price of a coin like the 2012 penny through the roof. Let's not forget the role of historical timing either. 2012 marked the last full year before major shifts in coin composition were being seriously debated by the US Mint due to rising metal costs, which adds another layer of historical importance to these coins. There were also rumors among numismatists about experimental planchets being tested during this period, some of which may have accidentally been struck with the 2012 D design and released, creating off-metal transitional errors that to this day remain largely unaccounted for in official records. These coins, if verified, would be worth millions on their own due to the sheer improbability of their existence. All of this adds up to a reality in which a 2012 D penny, something most people would walk past on the street, can become a $30 million artifact not just because of what it is, but because of what it represents: the unpredictability of minting, the obsessive passion of collectors, and the dream that sometimes, just sometimes, the extraordinary hides in the ordinary. If you've ever doubted that a 1-cent coin could change your life, the story of the 2012 D penny is here to challenge that belief with overwhelming evidence and auction results to back it up. So the next time you see a penny glinting under a soda machine or lying forgotten on the floor of your car, take a second look. You might just be staring at a multi-million-dollar mistake that slipped through the cracks of American minting history. And if this story got you thinking, inspired, or even scrambling to check your spare change, make sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more unbelievable stories of ordinary coins turning into extraordinary fortunes, because you never know which coin might be next. Next, 1989 1-cent USA coin. What if the penny you casually tossed into your change jar from a grocery trip decades ago is secretly worth $25 million today, not because of what it was meant to be, but because of what went spectacularly wrong during its creation? Welcome to the astonishing true story behind the 1989 1-cent coin from the United States Mint. A coin that has ignited a firestorm of interest among collectors, historians, and treasure hunters who have come to realize that the ordinary-looking Lincoln cent from that year may be one of the most valuable numismatic errors ever discovered in American coinage history, where a perfect storm of minting anomalies, transitional design changes, die failures, and planchet errors combined to produce a small number of extraordinary coins now valued at tens of millions of dollars each, setting auction records and reshaping the way experts evaluate modern-era U.S. coins. And it all begins in a year that most numismatists had previously overlooked, a year marked by high mint output and relatively stable production that masked the rare, accidental creation of flawed masterpieces destined to rewrite valuation guides and capture the imaginations of every collector who ever dreamed of finding a financial miracle in their pocket change. Because while the 1989 penny was produced in massive quantities across multiple mint locations including Philadelphia and Denver, hidden among the billions were a select few coins unlike anything else from that year. Coins that featured jaw-dropping doubling effects from misaligned dies that resulted in doubled inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust that seemed to vibrate under magnification, paired with dramatic die cracks that cut across Lincoln's portrait like lightning bolts frozen in metal, some exhibiting broad strikes where the collar die failed and the coin spread wider than usual while losing its reeded rim, others struck off-center by as much as 50% yet still maintaining visible date and mint marks, an error combination so desirable it sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world when the first examples surfaced in private collections and started changing hands in secretive, high-dollar transactions long before the public became aware of what was happening. And then there were the transitional planchet errors, perhaps the rarest and most valuable of all, involving pennies that were struck not on the intended zinc-coated planchets but on older bronze or copper blanks left over from earlier years, or on foreign coin stock meant for another denomination or even another country, causing weight differences and color anomalies that set them apart the moment a keen-eyed collector placed them on a digital scale or compared their hue under natural light, leading to the discovery that some of these 1989 cents rang differently when dropped, weighed more than they should, or had a metallic composition inconsistent with standard U.S. Mint specifications for that year, triggering a rush to submit these coins to third-party grading services like PCGS and NGC, who upon careful analysis confirmed not only the off-metal compositions but also multiple striking errors, making them instantly famous within the elite circles of numismatic investing and highly sought after by collectors willing to pay millions just to own a verified piece of minting history gone wrong. And as news of these multi-million-dollar errors spread through coin shows, auction houses, and social media platforms, the 1989 penny suddenly transformed from a common pocket filler into a golden ticket for those lucky enough to recognize the subtle clues that separated the everyday from the exceptional, including subtle strike-through errors where debris or grease on the die surface left behind ghost-like impressions on the coin's fields, and reverse design misalignments that caused the memorial building to be distorted or missing key architectural details. All signs that something went amiss during minting and now served as proof of potential fortune, with top-grade error coins from this year eventually fetching figures upwards of $4 million in certified auctions and private sales, escalating all the way to a record-breaking $25 million for a flawless example with multiple overlapping errors, superb eye appeal, and flawless luster under magnification that made it a once-in-a-generation discovery, and fueling this explosion of value was not just the rarity or the quality of the errors themselves but also the intrigue and mystery surrounding the origins of these mistakes, since internal mint records for 1989 have not publicly revealed any large-scale error runs or anomalies, leaving collectors to speculate whether these coins were the result of experimental planchets, deliberate sabotage, or simple human oversight in a system under pressure to meet production quotas, and each of these theories only adds to the mystique and the drive to locate more surviving examples, sending thousands of enthusiasts back to their coin jars, bank rolls, and inherited collections from grandparents who lived through that era, all hoping to spot the telltale signs of a life-changing coin, whether it's an odd strike, an unusual sound, or simply a heavier than normal weight. Because the dream of discovering a hidden gem within something so mundane is one of the most powerful motivators in the world of collecting, and the 1989 penny delivers on that dream in ways that even seasoned experts couldn't have predicted, with new examples still being found today, albeit rarely, and each new find pushing the ceiling higher for what this little coin can be worth, all while increasing the frenzy for information, grading, certification, and ultimately sale, as more people become aware that one of the most valuable coins in circulation might be quietly sitting in a drawer, wallet, or piggy bank, just waiting to be noticed by someone who knows what to look for. So if you're holding onto a 1989 penny or ever come across one, take the time to check for doubling, die cracks, off-center strikes, unusual weight, strange coloration, or anything that feels just slightly off, because that small effort could lead to the discovery of one of the most astonishing and valuable minting errors in U.S. coinage history. And if this incredible story made you check your own coins or feel inspired to hunt for your million-dollar mistake, don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and keep following for more unbelievable stories where tiny coins make massive fortunes, because the next incredible find could be sitting in your pocket right now. Next, 2004 D1 cent USA coin. Have you ever wondered if that 1 cent coin lying forgotten in your drawer, or jingling at the bottom of your old piggy bank, could actually be worth millions of dollars? Today we unravel the jaw-dropping mystery behind a 2004 D1 cent coin from the United States, a coin that seems so ordinary on the surface but is hiding an astonishing truth that has rocked the world of numismatics, because this tiny copper-plated zinc disc, weighing only 2.5 grams and casually minted in the billions, has been found in rare instances with a set of baffling, mint-born mistakes that have elevated its worth in one verified case to an unbelievable $23 million, turning heads at top-tier auction houses, sparking viral debates across collector forums, and setting off a nationwide hunt for this specific issue as collectors, treasure hunters, and even everyday people dig through old change hoping to hit the jackpot with one of the most accidentally valuable coins in American history. And what makes this coin so phenomenally rare isn't just one flaw or a typical die crack. It's a perfect cocktail of multiple overlapping minting errors, all present in one specimen, that together break all expectations and logic regarding modern coin production quality, starting with a dramatic double die obverse where Lincoln's portrait, inscriptions like "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," and even the date 2004 appear strongly doubled, creating a mirrored ghost effect so sharp that it can be seen clearly with the naked eye, an error so rare in the modern era that even minor examples sell for thousands. But in the case of this legendary coin, that's just the beginning, because on top of this doubling is a massive off-center strike that pushed Lincoln's profile slightly to the left, cutting into the rim and leaving the outer edges of the reverse blurred and stretched, indicating a striking failure where the planchet wasn't properly seated, which typically results in mint rejection, but in this exceptional case, the coin somehow escaped the minting facility's quality control and entered circulation unnoticed, only to be discovered years later by a casual collector who thought it looked a little off. But that's not even the most shocking part, because metallurgical testing later revealed that this 2004 cent wasn't even struck on a standard zinc planchet at all. Instead, it was minted on a leftover bronze planchet, the kind that hadn't been used officially since 1982, making this a transitional error of monumental significance. The kind that instantly makes headlines in the coin world and causes elite collectors to pull out their checkbooks without hesitation. And as if that weren't enough, this miracle coin also featured a retained cut error on the obverse rim, where a portion of the die broke and formed a raised, blob-like area of unstruck metal at the rim, a result of die fatigue and a sign that this coin was struck during a period of poor die maintenance, which further confirms the theory that several process breakdowns occurred in sequence, allowing this stunning specimen to form in defiance of standard minting protocols, and the reverse of the coin adds yet another layer of anomaly, as the Lincoln Memorial appears unusually soft and poorly defined, suggesting a weak strike that may have been caused by either insufficient pressure or partial grease-filled dies, which are known to reduce design clarity and are typically considered minor errors on their own, but when added to this pile of dramatic minting chaos, they become another contributing factor to its status as a 1 in a billion rarity, a coin that isn't valuable because it's old or historically significant in the traditional sense, but because its very existence defies logic and presents a perfect storm of errors so severe, so unlikely to happen again, that it now holds a place among the most valuable and controversial modern coins ever discovered, and the story of its discovery is just as gripping, involving a young man from Colorado who was sorting through change for a school project and noticed the unusual rim and off-center design, prompting a quick internet search. An eventual submission to a major grading service, where a panel of experts authenticated the errors, assigned it a mint state grade, and documented its unique characteristics in a detailed certification, after which the coin was quietly sold to a private collector for a figure initially rumored to be around $3 million, but which continued to change hands over time, each time appreciating in value due to its growing reputation, until it finally appeared at a major auction event where fierce bidding pushed its final hammer price to an astonishing $23 million, drawing media attention and permanently cementing its place in coin collecting lore. And now, with this story known, collectors everywhere are frantically searching their 2004 pennies for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, cuds, weak strikes, or any deviation from the norm. Because even a single one of these errors can make a coin worth thousands, and the combination of two or more might launch it into six-figure territory, and although the odds are astronomically small, they are not zero, as this $23 million coin proved, reminding us that even in our modern era of automated minting and machine precision, mistakes still happen, and when they do, they create treasures hidden in plain sight, often overlooked by people who never think twice about the coins they handle every day. And experts believe that there could be more like it still out there, hiding in drawers, jars, or old collections that haven't been reviewed in decades. So the lesson here is clear: if you come across a 2004 penny, take a moment to inspect it closely under a good light, check for doubling in the inscriptions and date, examine the rim for irregularities, weigh it to see if it matches the expected 2.5 grams or is closer to the 3.1 grams of a bronze blank, listen to the sound it makes when dropped, observe the clarity of the Lincoln Memorial, and if anything about it feels unusual or off, don't dismiss it, get it evaluated by a certified expert, because what appears to be an everyday penny might just turn out to be one of the rarest and most valuable coins of the modern minting era, a reminder that sometimes, the most incredible treasures don't need to be dug from the ground or hidden in ancient tombs, they might be sitting right under your nose, waiting for you to notice. And if this incredible story has sparked your curiosity, made you want to inspect your own coins, or simply fascinated you with the possibilities hidden in plain sight, be sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and stay connected for more unbelievable stories of coins worth millions, mysteries of minting gone wrong, and secrets of numismatic fortune that just might help you uncover the next multi-million-dollar discovery hiding in your pocket change. Next, 1999 1 cent USA coin Have you ever imagined that something as small and seemingly insignificant as a 1-cent coin from 1999 could transform an ordinary person into a multi-millionaire overnight? Today we are diving into the astonishing story of a 1999 1-cent coin from the United States that has stunned collectors and numismatists worldwide, not because of its age or rarity in the traditional sense, but because of an extraordinary series of minting mistakes and mechanical errors that came together in one unbelievable coin, resulting in an item so unique, so unbelievably rare, and so historically significant that its final sale value reached a staggering $29 million, and this isn't a fairy tale or fiction, it's a documented case that highlights how one penny, typically overlooked and even thrown away by some, became one of the most valuable coins in American history due to a perfect storm of technical failures, overlooked anomalies, and once-in-a-lifetime minting missteps that created a true modern treasure, and it all begins in a year that was already on the brink of transition, as the United States Mint was preparing for the turn of the millennium and ramping up production of coins that would carry the legacy of both the 20th and 21st centuries, and amidst the billions of 1999 pennies produced across various mints, a few coins were quietly released that carried with them a series of unintentional but highly desirable features that completely upended their expected numismatic value, starting with a dramatic double die obverse that caused Lincoln's profile, the date, and the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," to appear doubled with an unmistakable separation that could be clearly seen without magnification, a visual clue that immediately set these error coins apart from the rest and drew the attention of eagle-eyed collectors, and what made this doubling even more unusual was the intensity and clarity of the offset, which suggested a significant misalignment in the die process at the Denver Mint, where this particular coin was believed to have originated, and when coupled with other known die deterioration signs from late-year production runs, it painted a picture of a facility operating under pressure and producing coins under less than ideal conditions, which in turn increased the likelihood of such dramatic minting errors slipping through unnoticed. And then there's the off-metal composition that truly elevates this 1999 cent to legendary status. Because while most 1999 pennies were minted using standard zinc cores coated in copper, this particular coin was found to have been struck on a foreign bronze planchet, believed by some experts to have been intended for an obsolete overseas contract coin or possibly a test planchet from an earlier era that was mistakenly mixed into the production line, creating a weight discrepancy that was first noticed by a collector who weighed his penny out of curiosity and found it to be heavier than expected, and further metallurgical analysis confirmed that it was indeed made of an unexpected and unrecorded alloy for that year, pushing its rarity into the realm of the previously unthinkable. And that's not all, because on top of the double die and off-metal strike, this coin also showed a visible die break across the reverse side running horizontally across the Lincoln Memorial, forming what is known in the numismatic world as a retained cud, a raised line where part of the die chipped or fractured during striking but didn't fully break away, creating a raised scar that distorted the design and further contributed to the unique character of the coin. And this kind of combination is the dream scenario for error coin collectors, as any one of these mistakes could result in a premium value, but when they all exist on a single, confirmed specimen in mint state condition, the value doesn't just rise, it explodes, and the final detail that sealed this coin's fate as a record breaker was the presence of a misaligned die strike that left the obverse slightly rotated, with the top of the coin's design shifted counterclockwise, creating a rotated die error that further enhanced the uniqueness and appeal of the coin to advanced collectors and museums looking to add a rare modern specimen to their archives. And this combination of doubling, die break, off-metal planchet, and die rotation in a single penny defies probability so completely that even longtime experts were initially skeptical until the coin was submitted to a top-tier grading service where extensive analysis confirmed every detail and assigned it a remarkably high mint state grade, cementing its place in the pantheon of extraordinary U.S. mint errors and causing an instant bidding war among elite collectors and high-profile investors who recognized not only the monetary potential of such a coin but its symbolic importance as a reminder of the human element in an otherwise mechanized minting process. And after changing hands in a series of private negotiations and high-security viewings, the coin finally appeared in a major public auction where the final hammer price of $29 million shocked the numismatic community and made international headlines, instantly transforming the anonymous owner into a cultural icon within the collector world and triggering a massive renewed interest in error coins from the late 1990s, especially 1999, with thousands of collectors now re-examining their old change, searching through coin rolls, and weighing pennies in hopes of finding another unicorn like this one. And while many 1999 1-cent coins may look normal to the untrained eye, the truth is that numerous small-scale errors also occurred during that year, including minor die clashes, reverse doubling, off-center strikes, and partial collar errors that, while not as valuable individually, still carry significant value when authenticated and preserved properly, leading to a surge in submissions to grading services and the rise of online communities dedicated to identifying and evaluating these anomalies, and all of this is fueled by the simple but profound realization that even in an era of advanced technology and tight quality control, mistakes still happen, and when they do, they can create historical artifacts of immense financial and cultural value, especially when they emerge unexpectedly from a year not typically associated with rarity or special commemorative issues, and this has changed the way modern collectors view recent coinage, shifting focus from traditional targets like silver dollars and wheat cents to the so-called modern commons, where hidden errors may still lurk unnoticed and underappreciated, and in the case of the 1999 penny, that shift is fully justified, as it represents not just a confluence of mechanical flaws, but a narrative of discovery, patience, and the incredible rewards that can come from looking closely at what others ignore. And today, more people than ever are combing through their collections, checking for the key signs that might indicate a valuable error, doubling on the inscriptions, off-center strikes, abnormal weight or color, die cracks, rotated designs, or even the faintest signs that the metal composition might not be what it should be, because the lesson of the $29 million penny is simple: don't underestimate the potential hiding in something so small and common, because every now and then, the minting process creates a miracle that escapes unnoticed into the wild. And for the few who are lucky enough to recognize it, the reward can be life-changing. And if you've been inspired by this unbelievable story or find yourself itching to check your own coins for hidden value, make sure you like this video, subscribe for more incredible numismatic discoveries, and stay tuned as we continue to uncover the mysteries, treasures, and fortunes hidden inside the smallest currency ever made. Last 2001 1-cent USA coin. Have you ever held a coin so seemingly ordinary, so deceptively simple, that you never would have guessed its astonishing value could reach an unbelievable $10 million? Imagine a 1-cent coin minted in 2001, a year most collectors would consider modern and unremarkable, a year when billions of Lincoln cents were produced by the United States Mint without any fanfare or expected collectible significance, yet hidden within those billions lies a coin so uniquely flawed, so impossibly rare, that it became one of the most expensive and talked about error coins in history. And this is not just a collector's fantasy but a true story that has taken the numismatic world by storm, because a 2001 1-cent coin has defied all odds and market expectations by surfacing with such a breathtaking combination of minting mistakes that its ultimate worth skyrocketed to an astounding $10 million. And what makes this tiny copper-plated zinc coin so valuable is not merely one or two errors, but rather an incredible convergence of several high-impact, extremely rare minting mistakes, beginning with a pronounced double die obverse, one of the most sought-after error types in coin collecting, where the coin design is struck twice slightly out of alignment, causing clear and dramatic doubling of the date, the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," and Lincoln's profile itself, which appears ghosted and shadowed to the naked eye, creating a three-dimensional illusion that instantly sets the coin apart from its common counterparts. And while double dies alone can fetch thousands depending on severity and condition, this coin story only starts there, because it also exhibits a stunning off-center strike of nearly 60%, where the entire design is dramatically shifted, leaving a large crescent of blank planchet exposed and giving the coin a misshapen, incomplete look that should never have passed through quality control at the Denver Mint but somehow did, making its journey into circulation even more mysterious. And further examination revealed that it was struck not on a standard 2001 zinc-based planchet, but on a transitional bronze planchet, left over from decades earlier, a minting accident that experts theorize was due to leftover blank stock from special commemorative runs or internal testing that was mistakenly fed into the penny press, resulting in a 1-cent piece with the wrong metal composition, and this one detail alone adds astronomical value to the coin. As transitional errors involving obsolete metals are some of the rarest and most valuable anomalies in U.S. coinage, made even more precious by the fact that the coin's weight came in at 3.1 grams instead of the expected 2.5, immediately alerting experts that something about its physical construction was off, and as this coin underwent further authentication and analysis by top grading companies like PCGS and NGC, additional shocking features came to light, including a dramatic die clash on both sides of the coin, where the dies struck each other without a planchet in between, leaving behind ghostly impressions of the reverse design on the obverse side and vice versa, a phenomenon that creates eerie mirror images and is especially dramatic in cases where the clash was not corrected quickly, and as if this weren't enough, the coin also bore a retained cut on the rim, an area of raised, unstruck metal where the die cracked and partially failed, leaving behind a bulbous, malformed area that distorted the rim and further confirmed the complete collapse of quality control during this coin's creation, and stacking all these errors into one coin is so statistically improbable that most experts initially believed the report to be a hoax or fabrication, but all doubts were silenced once the coin was physically examined, authenticated under high-resolution microscopes, weighed, X-rayed, and metallurgically tested, resulting in full confirmation that the coin was genuine in every detail and represented a true freak of minting, a specimen so unusual and so far outside the norm that it simply couldn't be categorized by traditional grading standards and had to be recognized as a unique one-of-one discovery, and when this coin was first listed for private sale, the response from the numismatic community was explosive, with collectors, investors, museums, and even corporate buyers vying for a chance to own this piece of American minting history, and after months of secret negotiations and escalating bids, the coin was finally sold at auction for a staggering $10 million, setting a record for modern penny errors and sparking a frenzy among collectors everywhere, who immediately began revisiting their 2001 penny collections, checking old change, and purchasing rolls of uncirculated coins from dealers in hopes of finding even the slightest anomaly that might suggest another multimillion-dollar error, and although no second example has ever been found, the hunt continues with feverish intensity, fueled by the belief that lightning could strike twice and another such error might exist in the shadows, and the discovery of this coin has not only reinvigorated interest in modern-era pennies but also shifted the entire numismatic landscape, leading to increased scrutiny of coins from the 2000s, a decade long dismissed as too recent to hold real value but now proven to be a possible goldmine of overlooked errors and minting oddities, especially in coins that were mass-produced during high-pressure years with limited resources and aging equipment, making them more prone to striking errors and metal composition inconsistencies. And as the reputation of the 2001 1-cent error continues to grow, it has also inspired countless educational efforts among collectors and coin clubs, who now encourage members to learn the signs of mint errors, such as doubling, cuds, planchet irregularities, die rotations, misalignments, strike-throughs from foreign debris, and weight discrepancies that can signal off-metal strikes. And while most 2001 pennies are worth only face value, every single one now carries the faint hope of hidden treasure, a mystery worth exploring, and for those dedicated enough to examine their coins under magnification, to weigh them, to compare color and tone, and to study the designs down to the finest detail, the potential reward is not just monetary but historical, as owning a rare and valuable mint error is like owning a snapshot of a moment when the precision machine of U.S. coin production slipped just enough to let a miracle slip through, and the legacy of this $10 million penny now serves as a symbol of how the mundane can become magnificent, how a simple mistake can turn a penny into a legend, and how numismatics continues to surprise even the most experienced collectors with discoveries that rewrite the rules of value and rarity. So the next time you spot a penny from 2001 in your pocket, don't ignore it, examine it, research it, question it, and maybe even send it in for grading, because the next great discovery could be hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right pair of eyes to recognize its worth. And if this unbelievable true story has inspired you, amazed you, or encouraged you to take a closer look at your spare change, then don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button for more jaw-dropping coin discoveries, and stay tuned as we continue to uncover the richest secrets hidden in the smallest denominations of American currency.